need to find my wife.
The world outside is simply no longer survivable.
Could people have survived?
We need to know what's out there. We need to know who's left.
I'm coming, baby.
There is a lot that you don't know.
Can I tell you a secret? Something no one else knows. It's never just about the bunker.
What is up? What is going on? We are here. We are right ready to talk about Paradise Season 2. Tamika Den is on the stream, but she will be in with us a little bit later. But I'm going to let you guys go around the panel so you could shout out your channels. Mr. Danny Graham, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on my channel, The Road to Wisdom, on Mondays and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me here on Nzo's channel, along with Chris channels, and also mine on the Chaos Central, where we do 3 different shows the first 3 Mondays of the month. Wednesday, I'm on the Hangout, sometime on the OOC, and Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm on Storms Live.
Yes, sir. Danny, check your mic. It sounds like it might be coming from your PC or your headphones. Chris, what's up, brother? Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Well, you can find me on the Real Review 3000, and of course, right now I'm just on my phone and on Bluetooth, so of course it doesn't sound right. But you can find me there. Right now, I'm just doing shorts, got the computer down, everything moving out, and lots of stuff going on. But I'm glad to be here, so I'm ready.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Brian the Grizzly, my partner on the Rewind. Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
1/3 of Spoiler King. So you see me Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 ish, because not the color people, the white guy can't get on time. So and then Saturday I'm with Nzo on the Rewind, and anything we break it down, I try to be there as much as I can. I might have to pop on the OOC tomorrow, because if y'all talking about what I think they're talking about, it's going to be fire.
What do you think we're going to talk about?
I hope it's BAFTA, man.
At 100%, that's a topic. Yes,
That's gonna be
definitely
fire.
going to be a
Oh, my
topic. So if you want to pop on, no problem. Absolutely 100%. But we are here to talk about Paradise Season 2, one of the most anticipated shows. We were dying to see these episodes. We got 3 of them. Usually we do a breakdown where we talk about everything. We're not going to do that because there's 3 episodes, but we will talk a lot about the stuff that we like, the stuff that we didn't like. We're definitely going to get into a few things on that. So first off, Danny, what do you think of these 3 episodes? Well, 2, because you didn't see the third one yet. But
The first 2, it came out of left field, so to speak. I was expecting to see a carry on immediately of the cliffhanger from last year, but I do believe, and we said it's behind. You and I was speaking privately behind off camera. I think they should have. Episode 2 should have been 1, and then episode 1 should have been 2. I think would have flowed better. But I'm definitely liking the new girl. I can't think of her name. The one in Graceland.
Sadie Woodley.
Yeah, I'm liking her character. Of course, Xavier. I like to do the flashback, how he met his wife, all that stuff. So I definitely think they're doing a good job. Definitely doing some world building. That definitely drawing you in more, and you are definitely starting to develop feelings or an attachment to the characters. So I'm liking it so far from what I've seen.
Absolutely. Chris Knight, initial thoughts.
I kind of agree with Danny on the structure or the way it was, but I don't necessarily agree with 1 and 2. I think I would have been fine with being 1, then 3, then 2. Or maybe 2, then 3, then 1. I mean, but I think the third episode should have definitely been in the middle somewhere, because I think that it works fine the way it is. I'm not complaining at all. I think that the structure would have worked a little better to do it that way. But I liked it. I mean, everything was. It was. I don't disagree with Danny on the fact that I guess we were all sitting there. How are they going to start this one? Is he going to be on the plane right away? All this stuff. And so it took a minute to kind of figure out what was going on. What are we seeing? Is this a flashback? Is this actually going on? And they didn't know that this was going on at the surface. All this stuff. So it was a good way to introduce it. I liked it. So.
All right. And Brian.
It was all right. The reason we watched Paradise and we were all head over heels for it was because Sterling K. Brown was amazing. And that was kind of the thing that pushed a lot of people towards watching this. So when I get to season 2 and they introduce me a new character before I get to enjoy my Xavier Collins, I just disagree with it. I don't think that's a smart thing. I don't think it's almost like you're pushing another narrative instead of pushing. And it's problematic because you don't know why they're doing it, right? But why are you introducing and pushing this new character more than you're pushing Xavier, who carried the entire first season? I'm just not that I dislike the show. I didn't dislike it. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree doing those things. And in this climate and all this stuff, everything kind of means something. And I wonder is why? Why would you do this? Why would I have
I can see that
character more than Xavier?
Absolutely. 100%. And I know Danny's going to say something, but I think me and Brian are on the same page on this one because I said the same thing. I'm like, first off, not only is he not in the first episode, he's in 1 out of the 3. And we watched.
He's in the first episode.
At the end.
Well, but he is.
For like 3 minutes.
He's in all 3 episodes.
If that, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know we got the flashbacks in episode 3, so he is in it a little bit more in there. But I'm talking about like what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like we're only getting the flashbacks about him and his wife getting together, which I didn't hate. And don't get me wrong, I didn't hate the 3 episodes. I just thought they did a lot of things where I was like, wait, why are we doing this? Right. And we talked about it. I said, I think episode 2 should have been episode 1. And then whichever way you want to do the other 2, that's fine. Right. But at least start it off with the dude we've been following through a whole season. And then if you want to do the world building, which is exactly what they're doing, you do that in episode 2. You do that in episode 3. You know what I mean? But one thing I'll also say too is I honestly believe that episodes 1 and 2 could have been cut down into 1 episode. You know what I mean? Because
There's a lot. There's a lot with her. There's a lot of stuff you're showing. I'm like,
I like.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, sorry, Danny. Go ahead. You first.
I think a lot of times we kind of flippy floppy. Let me explain what I mean by that. Sometimes we'd be like, well, they don't have to spend enough time world building, and they don't spend enough time on the main story. Now it's kind of hard sometimes getting, I guess, equal amount. To me, I was really interested in what actually happened. So we actually saw what happened, and then it paid off to me because the president last season, if he didn't done that the EMP thing, it would have been a whole lot worse. Mm-hmm. So we saw all that, and I was like, okay, so that makes sense. So they paid off some things in this episode, maybe just not in the order that we wanted it to be, or maybe as quickly as we wanted it to be. But then I was like, okay, I get where they're going. Well, I agree they could have put more Xavier in the first episode, but I think they're kind of throwing us a curve intentionally. Because when we see when it all ties together, we can be like, oh, that's why they did that. That's what
I think, yeah. Because if you remember last season, they did a lot of that stuff where you're trying to figure out where they were going with it. Why are they showing us this? Why are they showing us that? Here's the thing. I mean, I don't disagree with anything you said. Definitely start with your star. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. But I understand why they did it this way. because you want to now introduce this person who's going to kind of hijack his plans. Now, I still think they're going to go after his wife. I think he's going to convince her to do that. But I think that you, I agree with Danny, seeing what actually happened, understanding it, that time of everything passing and all that. I agree with that, but I see your guys' point too. Starting with episode 2 wouldn't have hurt anything necessarily, or combining the two. I mean, that would have worked too. But I think there was a lot of stuff in one that we kind of needed, and I think we're going to get more about it. And then the way this show is, the way this season 1 did it, they they stacked and puzzle pieced a lot of stuff in a way that wasn't always understandable until, like Danny said, at the very end. Then they did a really good job on the last episode showing everything, and this is how it all fit together.
But
So maybe they'll do that again.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that, right? But here's where I say the issue is, right? Because I remember watching episode 1, and like, how many times am I gonna have to hear this girl do this Elvis thing? You know what I mean? Like, this is like the third time already. You're gonna do it again. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. It was like
So
so
you
much
had you had an issue
unnecessary stuff.
with redundancy. You had an issue with that.
Yeah, I think they could have cut a lot of it down a little bit tighter. You know what I mean? I think they could have did that. Like, yes, we did get a lot of information, and I liked to see what happened to the planet, or when, you know what I mean, how it affected everything. I liked to see that. I just think you do that a little.
One
bit
thing I
later.
didn't know, I was thinking this was like maybe a year at most. This is almost going on 3 years. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that much time ago. So you learn a lot of things in this
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long. But there were some
think you're
things
right.
I like. Nah, she sent a woman to the store. There ain't no way that woman got 3 years worth of food. So I don't know where they come up with that.
There's a lot of things, but I mean, you also assume that they had stuff in there too, you know, in the museum part of it, you know, in Graceland itself.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you're saying, and that it's important and everything. But I think even last season when James Marsden was the other co-star, they never went too long without having having Sterling K. Brown there. It was always interconnected, and you could have interconnected this easily, right? You could have done her part half as much, because it was an hour-long show. You could have done half as much of that, and then you could have brought him back in, and then the second show could have about them kind of meeting up, eventually meeting up, and then doing this, and then you could show what's going on over there, you know, in episode 3. But that allows Sterling K. Brown to be a specific, important part of each episode, and allows him to be the star that's carrying it, and not giving us a new frame that we're looking through, new lenses that we're looking at the world through. You still should be looking through Xavier's eyes. You shouldn't be looking it through Annie, which I mean, Annie seemed like a cool character. Understand how that shit's going to be with everybody. Understand how Link's going to be really important, especially seeing that episode 3. All that's cool, but you could have done that in half the episode and make the main thing the main thing. That's what my teachers always taught me. He said, always make the main thing the main thing.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. And honestly, I would have said that you could have done it where it starts with him knocked out on the ground, and then she finds him, and then you use that
Flashback to
start
something,
point
yeah.
to go back and forth. He
100.
gets to know her. She explains, this is what's happened to me. Where'd you come from? Oh, then you hear Colorado bunker. She then says, wait a minute, it's real. And then she goes down this line. And then at the end, because he's hurt and he's on the couch the whole time, then you could say she hijacks him. I mean, that would have worked well, I think, too. I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying. Absolutely. If he's your star, make him your star. Use him as the vehicle for the show to move forward. And perhaps they didn't do that right. Hopefully that remedies itself. We'll see. I mean, it still felt like Paradise to me, but I get where you guys are going.
No, absolutely, 100%. It felt like Paradise. It's still a good show, right? I just think that the way they did things was kind of weird to me. Now, maybe the next couple episodes, everybody will be in place and everything, it'll write itself, right? And
where does she play it on? I see her on some other show.
Oh, she's been in movies.
What was she in? Because I don't know.
First of all, she's Aaron Rodgers. She's in Divergent. Insurgent, Allegiant. She had her
Yeah.
own
Yeah. I
She
remember her
series. And then
she
she
Divergent.
was
was
the
in
Fallen
that group
Stars.
of movies.
The Fallen Stars. She's been in a few of these movies. She's been around.
Yeah.
The acting is great, 100%. I thought it was really good. And again, I have no problems with introducing these new characters and having other stories going along in there. One thing I will say, and I know I'll get into when I get into a few of my negatives, but it seemed to me like, everything is fine on Earth now, right? I mean, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, so it seems like everything is fine now. But then what I did like, and I guess it kind of contradicts with one of my negatives, is that at the end where she's, and Danny didn't see it yet, so but there's a
That's
part where
fine.
she's talking to a guy and he's telling her what else is going to happen. And
Mhm.
then I was like, okay, so that's good there. I kind of like that, right? But I just felt like even though it was 3 years, I was like, man, the planet looks like food's growing again, sun is out and everything. So it's like, I don't know, it just
There's still some kind of radioactivity or something going on there. I'm assuming,
there's
right?
certain pockets, right?
Yeah.
And I think the EMP went off in Arkansas too. I
Okay.
think there's
Yeah.
something going on that all electrical things go out when you go past Arkansas, and that was the thing. If Xavier had avoided Arkansas, then he would have made it right to
Yeah,
Georgia.
'cause they said something about don't go to Arkansas.
There's
Yeah.
something that they're
Didn't Link?
doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Link said
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely. So, what are you guys positives for the episodes? Let's go with episode one. We'll go with the positives for episode one. Go ahead, Danny.
It was a lot. I mean, like I said, we introduced Annie. I like her story. I like her character. Like I said earlier, we learned what the EMP did, that the president did do a good thing because um, what's the bad girl woman name? Um,
Sinatra.
Sinatra did not want that. So Sinatra knows something, and I'm ready. I'm very curious to know what she know because I think it said in one of the previews there's something else going on too. So I really know.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what that
Mm-hmm.
something else is. Um, yeah, I mean, of course, I like Xavier. Um, really good. Well, I got some negatives, but as far as I think it was a good showing. I just think it was out of sequence. Other than it being out of sequence, like I said, we learned the time frame of the whole incident. I thought it was an atomic bomb, and we found out that it wasn't. So we found out there's a good portion of the population is still alive because that's like this looked like shades of what's the movie you like? I mean, the show you like with the zombies.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
it's got shades of Walking Dead, but it seems to still be civilized. Some of the things that they show us and tell us don't quite make sense and add up, but I get it. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm definitely interested and invested.
I got you. Now, there's definitely going to be a negative where, and we talked about it backstage. Where I was like, nah,
Yeah,
that ain't right. But we'll get into that when we get to
yeah,
negatives. Chris, what are
I
your
agree.
positives?
Including Graceland. That was kind of an awesome thing.
Mm-hmm.
Graceland's an awesome place. That was just cool. Um, Other things, again, world building, showing us what happened, and also showing us the time frame it takes for all those things to happen. I think too many movies that are disaster movies and stuff go way too short on that. It just happens. Oh, boom! Here, look, cloud. Earth's covered with the darkness and all this, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, ice comes and all that. This actually felt like the time was there for these things to happen. How long it took and stuff. That's important, and they didn't make it feel like it took forever. Maybe they could have shortened it. I'm not saying that, but it didn't feel like they had it. Like they went way too long with it. I like that you kind of see how it's affecting her, Annie, to be completely isolated for that amount of time, and how when you see the people come in that she's not really ready for that. It's like she herself isn't ready to process that somebody else is there. Like I think she had almost gotten into the idea of, oh hey, I'm okay being here by myself and nobody else being here anymore. So there's that. But other than that, I mean, I think it was done well. I think it was the stylistic choices they made for it was done really well.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll get to my negatives.
Cool. Brian?
Um, they did a good job of highlighting how good Shailene Woodley is. It's an actress, it really is. And she could carry a lot of this stuff. I think it hit you in the feels for a lot of the stuff. Showed her, so you understand now her from her adolescence that she's not going to be, though she has medical knowledge, she's not going to be the one who's going to be the one that's going to actually be a doctor and do a lot of things. I think that's going to be an Easter egg that's going to have to come back later in the episode. I think they fed us little details that we're going to see that's important later.
Mhm.
I also thought it was really cool to kind of understand the time frame, as you said, the 630 whatever days it was. So you start to understand how long this actually went on. They did a good job with the whole dust storm and covering the sun and how the weather it would change and all that. That was interesting in itself. And that why the EMP doesn't work. That now you don't have electricity. Now you don't have so many other things. I think all that was pretty good. Even the guys coming in, and you said the biker gang coming in, and having Link, how that connected to everything, and them closing down all the power plants and all this stuff.
Radioactive.
The radioactive, for radioactive activity. I thought that was smart in itself. So there's a lot of positives in there, but there are also some things I agree to question. But whatever, it's cool, and I'm glad they're able to eat bacon.
Actually, it was more, but yeah, But I agree with you. I think this episode did a good job of showing what happened when the EMP went off, right, and why it went off. And I think in the last episodes we get to hear more about the consequences of what happened, which is good too, right? But I think they did a really good job of world building. And again, like Danny said, I know we always talk about world building and how some of them don't do it, or some of these shows just do it like quickly. And I think they did a good job. I think they did a good job including the new characters in there. As I said earlier, I just think it's not the first episode that you do. But I wanted to get you guys' reaction to, so they're stuck in the storm and the black friend dies, right? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I'm sorry, I said, I'm like, she fell down the stairs, bro. How many times have you fallen down the stairs and you ain't dead? You know what I'm saying? But I just found that like kind of convenient that she died
I
like
think
that.
it was definitely a plot device, but they said that she was in
No problem, I think.
I think she broke a leg,
Mm-hmm.
and she said she had to reset the bone.
Mm-hmm.
But if she had like no penicillin, no proper medication, I could see it getting infected because she held on. I think that the day was like 2 days, 3 days, and it went to like, so she held on for 50 something days.
Mm-hmm.
Now if she'd have
She
held
did.
on like 2 or 3 years, I mean like a year or something. I'm like, but 40 something days, no medication to treat the infection. I I I didn't have a problem with it.
I got you. I just like, I knew she was a goner. You know what I mean? Like, I just knew it was happening. The two of them were not coming out of that alive. I knew it. Chris, what were your thoughts?
Nope.
Chris?
You know which one gonna go.
All right, Brian. What were your thoughts on that scene?
I mean, I think she, as I said, it was a plot device. It's also trying to make you feel more warm towards a character that seemed very cold and also very broken. And the warmth that came from having this character who brought her in, gave her a job, cared about her, that warmth kind of transfers onto Annie. So I mean, that was the reason that she was even there. And then the idea that you went and got 3 years of food, as you guys talked about, but not any medicine,
Facts.
was crazy.
Mhm.
Like, you didn't think to get any medicine or anything. But she's also a third-year medical student. She didn't
Mhm.
think to cut it open and then try to figure out a way to there's alcohol. It has to be alcohol around.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
that just didn't make sense to me. So, but then they needed to kill her. They just needed to kill her. She needed to die. That's all. That's
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, she had to be
Can
a
you hear
black
me?
woman,
Oh,
right?
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, we got you now. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. Sorry, I had to switch my headset or my Bluetooth. Um, Okay, so the 3 year thing, I think even after 3 years, you might know that with what you have there, perhaps opening it may not have helped anything either. Maybe I don't know, the way she handles it when she does finally pass, it makes sense that she's sitting there going, you're doing so good and all this. It's like she kind of already seems to expect it, maybe, but I don't know. It is kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're trying to set up for when Xavier's there, and is she going to be able to keep him alive? Because they do focus on his bandage where the blood is spreading, much like how if you
Hmm.
notice when they show her bandage every time, it's a thin line to begin with, then it's a little wider, then it's a little wider, then right before she dies, it's just
Good point.
1 to 2 inch.
Hmm.
Maybe that's just a way of trying to set up. Is she going to be able to help Xavier when we come in? Again, you can ask yourself the question of is it necessary to do it the way they did, but perhaps that's what they're trying to do. Or maybe they're going to prove something later on that maybe she could have saved her. I don't know. Because there's a lot of questions about Annie that we don't know. We know she was starting to exhibit some sort of the mental state that obviously her mother had because her mother was a medical student also, and she didn't make it because you hear that in the funeral. So these are all things that maybe they're trying to lead us down the thought process that she's going to have these problems too. I don't know. A lot of things that you could unpack with that scene.
Well, it's very good that you said that because she does pick her nails and does the same thing when the guy asks her to leave, right? But so they come in. I have one issue with the scene where they first meet, right? They're having this conversation. She's being all tense and shit. Never once does he say, I wasn't going to hurt you or we're not going to hurt you until he gets hit over the head and she tries to escape. I'm like, why wouldn't you say that? And why wouldn't that be the first thing you
Well,
say
she
to
doesn't
try
give
to
him a
relieve,
second to say it.
bro?
I mean,
Yeah,
He was having
she
a
spits
conference
at
for
him.
a
She does
long
all this.
time.
no, pulled her from under the bed, and she
Hmm.
was sitting there having a conversation with her, like a long conversation with her.
Okay, think of the situation. You got all these guys coming in the house with guns and stuff. Are you going to believe they're not going to hurt you?
No, I get
I mean,
her.
maybe there's that.
No, 100%. I get her being upset, but you at least say it, right? He never even said it. It's like, oh, I'm this conversation. Oh, we just want to know about this and that. Never wants to say, I'm not going to hurt you. Then she hits him on the head and she runs away. And that's when he knocks on the door and is like, I wasn't going to hurt you. Like, motherfucker, why didn't you say that before?
Hmm.
Not
But
only
would
that,
she have believed
why did he
him?
have to pull her? Why did he have to pull her from under the bed? Why couldn't he walk in the door? I know you're under the bed. Can you
Yeah,
come out? I'd like to have
100%.
a
Yeah,
conversation with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
that's a good point right there. I mean, he
Like,
didn't have to do that
100%.
because that wouldn't have helped the situation. Because after doing that and then saying, "Oh, I'm not going to hurt you," would you believe it? That's my point. Is that I'm not sure with the situation and the way that the scene played out that she would have believed it. So
It doesn't
yes,
matter if
Brian's right.
no, but it
but you at
doesn't
least
matter
have
if
to
she
use your
doesn't
words.
believe it. Yeah, you have to say it right now. If she don't believe it, that's on her. But if you're not planning on hurting anybody, that's the first thing you say when you see how scared she is. And then, like
Hmm.
Brian said, which I didn't even think about, you pulled her under, snatched her from under the bed like you were trying to hurt her.
Like, is
You
this
know what I
taken?
mean?
Like,
They
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Liam Neeson over here? Like, what we
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
Why are you pulling her out?
and they
yeah, yeah.
foreshadow like, fool, why you gonna sit with your back to her at the piano playing, gun showing? I knew she's gonna hit him over the head or either take the gun.
Yeah,
I'm
One hundred
surprised she
percent.
didn't pop him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I'm surprised she didn't pop anybody too, right? Because, and I guess because she,
It
she
ain't
probably
Anna.
never popped anybody before
Right.
in her life, so it's not that easy to just pop somebody, even if your life is in danger, unless you know what I mean. So I
Yeah.
figured she could just use it to try and get away from them and stuff like that. But I just found that part pretty weird. But they end up having like a big talk, and we find out about these guys, and they're not really bad guys; they're just trying to do the good thing. But the question is they have an alternative motive because there's a scene where they're talking and they say something about looking for her. Who do you guys think they're looking for?
Sinatra.
It's not 100%.
And then
Uh,
also they said we're going to kill somebody
Yep.
when the two got when the guy and the older guy was talking at the door.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He said
yeah.
we got to go and kill whoever the name was. I can't think of it.
Hmm.
So
So are they good or are they bad?
I
I don't
think
think
they're
anyone's
good.
good or bad. No one's good or bad. It's just going to be the shades of gray, and I think that's what we're going to see. Besides Sinatra, everyone else is shades of gray.
I agree. I agree.
No, I think
But
Xavier's
there,
good.
wait, go ahead, Danny. Sorry.
So I think Xavier's good. I don't know about the rest of the people.
Oh yeah, Xavier's good, 100%.
I think
He
that
still
there's a
killed it.
chance that Sinatra. I don't know if she's bad, but what she is she has a motive, and they're leading into that motive, and they obviously she's one of those people that believes she's doing something for a good intention, and then she believes she has to do certain things just to get there, and those things are bad. And
You
when it
believe that,
comes
huh?
down to it, well, I mean, obviously she thinks she's doing something because they're leading up to. She knows more about what's going on up on the surface than anybody else because
Hmm.
she's understood this for longer, which is why they're doing the bunker. But I mean, I'm not saying she's good. I'm saying she believes in her head that she has to do these things no matter what. So she doesn't see herself as bad. But that's a common trope for somebody like
Yeah,
Thanos, for instance.
yeah. Does
I'm doing
anyone
it
think
for
they're
the right
bad?
reason.
Yeah. Does anyone really think they're bad? I mean, when you look at her, I think she reminds me of people of power that have power and that want more power and want to control, believe they have all the answers. And that's usually a bad person that believes they have all the answers, can answer everything for everyone
I don't
else.
think she was always like that, but when she lost her child, and I think
She became that.
her
Mhm.
her humanity died along with her child.
And you know what? Her husband would have left her too if he could have.
Hmm. 100%. Um, so pretty much what are your negatives for this episode? I'm gonna go the other way. Start with Brian. What are your negatives?
I think one is too concentrated on one new character without giving me once again the main person. That just doesn't make any sense. There's
The,
also so many plot devices
the,
within this. Like
the
she
child
grabbed the gun, but not the medicine, not any drinks, not any other stuff. But she grabbed the gun, not any tools. Thinking that you need anything else. She grabbed candles and a gun. So like it just seemed like okay, when were you knew that, but then you didn't practice with it at all, knowing that you'll be alone. And it seemed like too many things or convenience happened throughout the
Hmm.
entire time.
I,
How would they know to come to this house? If she's not using the stove. Who doesn't lock the door, try to figure out a way to bolt yourself in? There's so many things where you're there by yourself for 600 days. You never thought to bolt yourself in
yeah,
to make it hard to get in the house
they bust into the house though.
with a lock, Danny, like a lock. You know what I'm saying? Like you're alone, knowing that all this stuff is going out there. You're losing your mind. You're not even trying to figure out the way to stay safe in that house as a single woman, just by herself.
100%.
It didn't seem to make
That's
any
kind of
sense
an
to me.
isolationist thing, though. After a while, you're lulled into a sense of security. Watch anything where people talk about running from the law. Some of
But
them
that's
have
60,
said,
70 days. I
30, I'm just saying there's a possibility she just thinks, hey, everything's going to go. And that's how it is. So I don't know.
I,
Maybe. I'm
it
not
just
saying that's
seems
right,
weird
but
that
I'm
at
just
the
saying.
beginning she uses a gun. She gets a gun because she's worried about that, right? But then within those 50 days, she's no longer thinking about it. I thought that was very weird, very just strange in the entire aspect of the show. Also, I thought the way, once again, the guys, when they come and grab her, why not say something if you're really not trying to hurt? Then
Hmm.
she's only with these guys for a short amount of time, and her first thought was, let me have sex with this dude." I thought that was kind of weird too. Like you
Bro, it's
fell
been
in
3 years,
love.
bro.
Like,
That's what I said. No, 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 no,
It's
no.
been, it's been,
That,
but
it's
you
been three
fell in
that
years.
love. It wasn't like a hit it and let's go. Like you'll let him finish and do all this stuff, and then you surprise you got a baby. There's so many questions I got. I just don't understand how this
3
happened.
years, bro.
no, I'm on Danny's side on that one. That's been
That's
3 years.
a
Yeah,
thousand
100%.
thousand and something days, man.
And I kid and I kid you not, when she got dressed up, he was like, "Oh yeah." You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, yeah." Yeah, yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah." So I don't no, I don't wrong him for that. I definitely don't wrong him
He
for that.
shades
Not
across.
I
him.
wonder
He
what
shades
Elvis's
across.
In
family thought
love.
of this.
It reminded me of Cross, how he was hanging around her Yeah, I don't know nothing about this. You know about this. You know exactly what you trying to do, bro. You ain't fooling nobody.
That's
Facts.
funny.
Oh, my bad. Shit. This thing. Tamika is in the house. Hey, Tamika, how you doing?
Hello.
How
What's
you
up?
Thank you for
doing?
I'm
coming
good.
in.
I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good.
that's
Thank you for
excellent.
having me.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Tell the people where they can find you.
Tamika's Den over here in the YouTube streets. So, I'm here. I don't be really doing my own recaps the way I used to, but I'm on a couple different panels, a couple different things on the channel. Should be something for somebody out the mix because I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, 100%. So, what were your thoughts on this episode?
It was good, but it wasn't what I was expecting. I was like, who's these people? Okay, who is this
Mm-hmm.
woman? Hawk? I was like, yeah, I want to know what was going on. But I knew we was gonna get, like the outside and all of that. But I was, 'cause I know a couple people was like, did I click on the right episode? They kept checking to make sure they was watching the right show. But
That's what
once we
we.
got in,
No, go ahead. Finish.
go ahead. No, I was just saying once we started getting into it, I'm like, okay, I kind of see where we going.
I liked it, like we talked about it earlier, but me and Brian both, and I think almost everybody agreed that maybe not Chris. Chris always disagrees with us, but whatever. We
Oh,
already know why.
whatever. You know what? Get that thought out of your head.
We know why Chris disagrees with us, right? But it's okay. But we were saying that episode 2 should have been episode 1, right? You start off with the character we've been following throughout a whole season, and then if you want to do the
Hmm.
world building stuff, you can continue with that. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
enjoy.
would have made sense. And I kind of felt like we kind of used to them doing the back and forth. So even if they would have mixed it and went back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they was like, we gonna flip it and reverse it because we know what y'all expecting. So we ain't gonna do it that way. But that might not have went, good with everybody. And then I just saw today that Sterling K. Brown had did an interview where he was warning people that they wasn't gonna see him in the first one. But I didn't see that interview till after the fact. I was like, it would have been nice to know that beforehand.
I see. I didn't see it either. I see. I know they did some podcasts after the show, but they more or less talked about season 1. So I watched some of it and then turned it off. But yeah, I think I would have been more prepared. I still think it would have been a kind of a stupid move not to have him in the first episode. But I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the episode. But what were your positives for this episode?
Um, Positives. I'm trying to think. I guess that we saw like how because we already saw that the president and Xavier's reaction kind of to when they getting away from everything, but seeing how she had to hurry up and she was thinking she was on her feet about it. Like, okay, we gonna have to go downstairs and make it do what it do because they literally finding out about it last minute when the president is making his announcement, and I don't think I would have known what to do. So that was a plus, kind of getting to see that perspective.
I got you.
Ask her the question. Ask
Go
her a
ahead.
question about the black woman.
Huh? Oh, I asked them the question about the black friend dying. What did you think about that?
I was mad, but I was kind of expecting it at the same time. I'm like, come and replace the mother type role for her and let her know, like, oh, your mom is here for you. I was like, come on, y'all could have let her stay
You know what I mean? Like it killed off the black
around.
woman, and then
Right.
the jump where it was like, oh, now
Wow.
you spent like went to 600 or something days alone. I was like, damn, that's
Yeah, that
crazy.
was that was definitely crazy because I kind of thought, especially since we meet her, like the background of her mom and all that, her going to med school. I'm thinking she gonna come in with the save that she gonna know some techniques to do on her to save her. But then I was like, yeah, nah, she ain't making it.
Yeah, they let the old black woman die. That's crazy. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
It happened, man. What you talking about? Don't be mad.
Well, I mean, it has a black
I'm
lead, so
not.
I.
I'm not mad. I'm just, if we knew this character for a season or something, but we only knew this character for maybe a whole 25 minutes, we falling in love with this character.
Hey, y'all
That's
knew
what I'm trying to
Annie.
figure
Annie got the whole first episode, and we ain't know her from Adam at all. She got the whole first episode.
and the whole first episode, and then they brought in Link, so we learned that stuff there,
Mhm.
and then they end up, sleeping together, of course, and finding it. Now, I think Brian said that it was kind of weird that they did that, but me and Danny were like, man, it's been 3 years, right? Like, there was no way that wasn't
Yeah, I'm
happening.
not mad at. I'm not mad. At, at first, I didn't know where we was going with it, but once we, see where we going, I'm not mad at it. She ain't had nothing on, so she may not have ever had any. I don't know when she
Facts.
was crying, but yeah, she was like, "Come on."
Why she
Who
choose
knows
him
when I'm
though?
gonna
There's
get
like
it
there's five
again?
other dudes. You could have chose any of them. You would choose the one that you hit upside the head. Like I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, make any
Oh,
sense.
no, 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 no. They all planned that out. Like all the other guys were in on it too, because
Oh,
they're all
100%.
sitting there talking about. They're all sitting there talking about they're there to make sure the world survives and all that. Well, of course. What are you going to do when that
You
opportunity
know,
comes up? You know what's happening. And listen, and it isn't any coincidence that that happened in the jungle room.
100%.
And then they it was slick how they used Elvis Presley's song "Are You Lonely Tonight." He acting all
Yeah,
dumb and shit.
yeah,
Mhm.
All right, man, you know exactly what she's saying.
You saw the dudes in
facts.
the background give him the elbow. Say, hey, let's bounce. Like, let's do this. Leave him alone.
Exactly.
And did you have any negatives? We were going around talking about negatives for this episode. Did you have any, Tamika?
I mean, besides not getting to see Xavier, I would have liked to see his wife out there doing something. I don't know, but yeah, that's really it. Like I didn't mind, but I felt like we could. I guess they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be added in, so that's why we was focusing on them. But I would have kind of wanted to see a little bit more of some of what the other people was doing, how they was getting away, maybe some stuff crushing them or whatever. I don't know.
And Brian, did you have any more negatives?
No, I mean, you guys are gonna. I'm sure you guys are gonna hit all anything else I could say because
All right,
I
Chris.
hate a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, you're sounding like me right now, and that's
Oh
good.
God,
You know
I'm gonna start saying I like it all. Never mind, I like it all.
what I mean? Chris, what about you?
Well, I'm going to go off kind of what Brian said, and I know I kind of gave a reason why it makes sense. But there is the thought process of how long it took anybody to come there. Listen, she knows that people were pushed up by the water level rising closer to Graceland. It's Graceland. Who wouldn't walk by that place? Who wouldn't see that and just say, damn, I want to go there? And so until those guys show up, I'm sitting there going like, man, nobody's coming to this thing. Nobody's checking it out. Nobody wants to loot it. Maybe they're looting the place across the street. I don't know if you guys have been there, but there's another part of the museum across from
Street,
Graceland.
yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff there too. So maybe that's where they're going. I don't know, but it just did seem like it's one she doesn't expect it.
Care about Graceland, Chris.
But it's a part of this. It's part of this episode, so I'm bringing it up. But the thing is that it takes all this time, and she doesn't even think anybody's going to come. She knows people are alive. She's looked. If she's alive, she knows somebody else has got to be alive. But I don't know. That was my big thing. They did answer because the guys came, so I kind of give them a pass on that. Um, it, it did seem like there's some stuff they could just really cut down really quick on. The whole her trying to get buddy with them and them getting buddy with her, and then she decides just not to go. That didn't seem
Mm-hmm.
right either. It's like I thought
Agreed.
she was gone. I thought she was
Yeah.
gone. I was like, oh yeah, she's going. Of course she's going. Look what just happened. And then she
Mm-hmm.
gets into that isolationist thing, like in a snap. It's like how in the world? And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking if you're in that situation, you're isolated for as long as she was, and then you have that connection that happens, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to let
I'm
this go. I gotta
I'm
go.
going.
I gotta go. And so that did bother me really on that side. But I mean, other than that, there were some good things. I agree again with the placement of the episodes. It could have been much better, or to interweave one and two together, or for the fact of it, you could interweave all three of them together. You could have done the editing of these episodes differently, maybe. But yeah,
Because I think they did a good job of that in season 1, where they were,
Mm-hmm.
going between different, story plots and doing it in an episode where you didn't lose any of seeing Xavier or whatever else was going on. And I just found it weird that they did it like this. Want to get to this comment before I get to Danny, where Blatant Truth said, episode 1, I didn't like how they implied she was big and pregnant and helped Xavier and all his dead weight up off the ground and onto the horse, right? You know what I mean? So that
Mm-hmm.
was interesting. But Danny, what were your
That's
negatives?
true.
Before I do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's a tour guide, right?
Hmm.
Of Graceland. She never went out to explore anything.
What do you mean? Like
Because as
after?
I said, there's houses there, there's different things all
Yeah.
around Graceland. Once
Hmm.
it
Yeah,
got a little bit warmer, she never went
exactly.
to investigate anything. She knows what
Hmm.
everything is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nothing came in her
Yeah,
mind
I
like
was
I need to go
surprised they
do
didn't let her go across the street and like check that out. Again, you brought up a good point. I think it was you, Brian, that said, and I think actually you and Anzo, and I think we all kind of said it, was that she didn't have enough food to last her forever. She had to have gone out
Yeah.
or foraged or something. It's like that just totally gets blown over and nobody thinks about it. And it's like, I get it, out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't hurt the episode, but 600 plus days. Come on, people. You're going to have more food. Any food you brought
Yeah.
there, unless it's canned food,
No.
it's gone.
100%, because when she came back, it didn't look like they had enough food to last that
Yeah.
long. You know what I mean? Like,
But if
and
they
then there's
did have enough food, I ain't lost none out there in that cold, so I'm good in the house.
now,
I'm good.
here's the problem, because I
for
know I
two
wanted to go back
years.
for 2 years. Yeah.
Listen, I said the if I got enough food to last that long, and it's cold out there like they said it was, I ain't lost nothing outside. That's just me now.
But
Yeah,
man,
I'm
we
not
know how you
either.
feel
As
about
long as
cold
the
weather.
sun's shining and everything, the birds are chirping, okay, I'm a different beast. But as
but
long as
Brian,
it's,
this
it's cold and I don't know if some kind of radioactivity out there because I've seen this gray cloud, and
So
I ain't
your
going outside.
door is going to stop you from getting radioactivity, like
Okay,
that one door
I don't
that you
know,
only
man.
locked and you
I
never
don't.
sealed is going to stop you for
As long as
anything
I'm
getting
breathing,
inside.
as long as I'm breathing and they ain't gasping, I'm good.
and that's what I was gonna get to, one of my dislikes too, because when they broke in, right? She ran and hid under the bed, but they had that little room where she was hiding out,
Safe
or she
room.
could have hit. You know what I mean? The safe room. She could have went there, and she didn't
That's what
even.
I didn't understand.
She
Yeah.
went there and ran out from there.
That was crazy. Like, what are you doing? But Danny, what were your negatives?
Like we said earlier, ain't no way them kids survive by themselves for no two
Oh
years.
no, we're gonna get into that. Hold on, Danny. We're gonna get it. Yeah. The kids. Oh my God, yeah.
Right? Um, we ain't see where she went to get it. Like you said, any food. I guess it's implied that, and I think we said it earlier, also before we went on camera, that maybe they had food in Graceland. I don't know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of hard to believe that that lady didn't get enough food. Then she was starving when them guys started cooking. Man,
Yeah.
that drew out that room
Yeah,
quick, boy.
because they had real stuff. She was
Yeah,
getting the canned food. They had
yeah.
bacon frying on the stove.
Yeah.
Bacon and eggs. So
Uh-huh.
that draw out that room. So
Hey,
I
bacon will win. Like
yeah,
if it's you trying to be mad,
oh yeah,
bacon.
oh yeah,
When
man.
if I'm mad at my wife and she cooks some bacon, some pancakes, and some grits, some eggs, I'm downstairs. I'll
No,
be mad.
I
Won't
don't
be
care.
mad when you see
hmm
I don't care if you're a vegan.
Bacon,
Bacon gonna break
bacon,
you, buddy.
yeah.
exactly. Bacon will, again, anything, bacon will fix it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I'm a
it
vegan. I
was
don't eat that. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was
You just
boar, by the way, right?
Doesn't matter because it still
I
could be
don't.
bacon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
bacon.
but
Boar
I
is
don't know.
still
I don't know if
pork.
it tastes the same though.
Boar
I,
is pork.
yes,
Yeah.
I know, but it might not taste the
After
same,
two
right?
years,
So
it's gonna taste delicious. I can tell you that right now.
yeah, you're probably right though.
I can almost guarantee.
Exactly.
You know what I really wish? I wish that they would buy the sea and all they had was shrimp. See what would happen.
That's nasty. or or some gator, Danny. You wish they would
I
have
sure
some
would.
gator over there.
The gator, everything like
Yeah, that's
that.
a little north for gator.
Mm-mm.
2 years and I ain't had no real food. Yeah, I
Not
might
not
even,
even
I might, I
not
might
not
even eat a skunk. So
Not even after 2 years. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
eat goat, Danny,
Oh,
after 2 years?
2 years. I just told you I might even need a skunk. So you talking 2 years? I ain't had no protein. Yeah.
Well, how you gonna get that, Danny? Because obviously you're not leaving out the door. So somehow it's gonna
just
walk
said,
in.
Didn't they bring the food in? If they bring the food in there and they say, "Hey, all we got is this skunk and possum," let me get a slice of that skunk and possum. Let's see how it tastes. That's what I'm telling you.
I'd have been like, no, I'm good. Just pass the bread or the eggs or whatever else you have. I ain't touching that. But we find out that she ends up being pregnant because of her little one night with the dude, and she finds Xavier.
Let him
And
come, but can't let him. But can't walk out the door with him. What?
yeah, I found that weird that she didn't leave with him. I
That was
did
just
find
so
that weird
weird.
because even if you've been alone for 2 years, like she was isolated in that room for 2 years. Now you find people and you're just like, oh yeah, no, it's okay, go ahead, right? No, I would have definitely left with
And
them,
then
but
now that I'm thinking about it, she wasn't scared to go out because once she saw the telescope, she got on a horse and went riding.
and she went to go find the plane that crashed,
but
right?
that's after the fact because she think it's him
Yeah,
coming
once she
back,
got
and now
some,
she
she
got a
good.
big belly.
I need second helper. Let's go.
What Brian talking about? I'm calling him out on this because he just said if he married with
Go
his
ahead.
wife, that bacon will make him come downstairs. So
Oh,
you mean to tell me the other stuff ain't gonna make everything all right?
no, I mean, if I was mad at her that much, if we were like stuck up there, I wouldn't be mad at all. What you talking about? We gonna make this work.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it ends like that. We get into episode 2, and episode 2 finally we get some Xavier, and we see the plane crashing and everything. Now there was a part on here where he's in the plane, and it looks like he's fainting. I thought that um Sinatra did something to him, right? Because there's no way, and I said this backstage to Danny, there's no way that Xavier thinks he's just gonna go back with his wife and they're gonna open the door and let him in like it's nothing. Nobody in there knows that the earth is safe, right? And Sinatra wants to keep that secret because she has the power down there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his plan is right now, but
It isn't safe. That's part of the whole thing here we're learning.
We forgetting, Lonzo. They took over the place because they found the guns. So now they're kind of running the place. And that black girl is like his number 2. So if he brings
yeah,
somebody back, she gonna let him in.
yeah, but it didn't look like that after watching a couple. Oh, you didn't see the last one, Danny, but
I
you
saw
know,
like the first 30 minutes of it. I didn't see the last part.
yeah. So it didn't look like she had any type of power in that last episode, though.
Not
Right?
anymore.
That kind of bothered me too.
What's that?
They had all the guns in the last season.
Yeah, yeah. But
That is one of the biggest problems probably with 3 is that it just doesn't feel like that had anything to do with anything.
agreed. And you'll see when you watch 3, Danny. But when you watch 3, it feels like all of that where they had all the guns and everything, like is nothing because the black girl has no power. Like the what's her name? The white girl that tried to kill Sinatra.
Crazy girl.
Jane.
Yeah, she had more power than
So they gave
Yeah, that's the
Jane.
other thing. It's
Give
weird
Jane
that
Carey's
that
job.
whole thing.
Yeah, but Jane killed the president, didn't she?
Well, she didn't kill her because Sinatra survived.
No, not
No,
Sinatra,
she
the
killed.
president.
Oh,
Yeah.
in this one, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Cal. She killed Cal.
No, I thought
Cal.
the
Oh,
old white guy took Cal's place. Didn't she kill him?
Yeah, she does kill him, but she killed Cal before, right? When they're trying to figure out who killed Cal, she's the one who killed Cal.
no. It was the librarian.
Oh, it
The
was
guy
a
that he kept
librarian.
on
It was a
going to.
librarian. You're
The
right.
guy who kept
You're
on
right.
going to get
You're right.
the MP3s and stuff.
Yep.
But no,
Yeah,
you see,
You're right.
well, that's my point. Is that it's the way they made this thing. I don't remember. So which one are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about the second one first, and then go to the third
Second
one,
one.
and talk about the
Together.
last
Yeah.
two?
Let's do
Yeah,
two
we
and
could
three.
do them. We'll do them together. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you want to talk about that part of the 3, it makes no sense. I don't remember them sitting there talking to each other about Xavier taking the fall for it. Was
They
that in the
didn't.
last?
No,
So
they
that was just
didn't.
in
They put
this,
that.
right?
They
Yeah.
did, and they're showing you a
So there's the
flashback of
problem.
it now.
Mhm.
Because
Was that Tamika?
that seems.
Sorry, what was that?
No,
I didn't
I
hear what
was
you
just
said.
saying they didn't show us that. It was kind of her flashing back, thinking about the last conversation and the fact
Yeah.
that he was going to take her home.
Okay, so it just seems weird to me because the way that they set that up is that no, she was going to take that fall from shooting Sinatra, and then now so that was really disconcerting. It was really like, well, wait, hold on. Okay, so now everything's cool between them because um,
Doesn't it seem like
what's the
Sinatra
lady's
didn't couldn't
name?
remember? Sinatra could have remembered. Like,
Well, I don't know about
That's
that. See,
me
I think
neither.
she does. I think she's just going to play it because they're working together. We know because
hmm
just say breath mint, and
The
so that's
president
going to
died.
come out.
Yeah.
We're going to figure this one out. But what I'm trying to remember is Xavier, the girl that's watching his kids and stuff. She she knows that this other chick's not good and that she's a mole of some sort. And yet all of a sudden in episode three, they're like right by each other. Nothing wrong. And then
See,
and then she goes through that investigation phase and then finds out, oh wait, she's gonna do this. And doesn't she already suspect her though? Because of what happened at the end? So,
it's
so that one got really weird
She
there,
I
suspects
how
her,
all
but
that
she
worked.
doesn't. I'm sorry. No,
no.
I
Go
was
ahead,
gonna say
Tamika.
she suspects her, but she doesn't have the proof. That's why she's still trying to look for stuff. And Xavier, I don't think he knew anything. He was still trusting her. I really wish he would have known about her before he left, because I need her up out of here. I'm sick
Okay.
of her.
That's what I was saying because
Okay.
I don't remember what happened. Like I remember she did because even when I seen like her, and I was like, wait, wasn't she the one that shot Sinatra? I was like, okay, she shot Sinatra, and nobody realized it was her, right? I think she
Hmm.
snuck into the room after everything that had happened, and that's when it happened. I'm trying to
She
remember.
was making it seem like she was saving Xavier, but
yep.
she really wasn't. She wanted to do that for her
Well,
own.
yeah. And the way she does play it there, that flashback we got worked really well, and the fact that she's pleading to him, "Hey, I did, what was I supposed to do? Oh man, I shot somebody unarmed." But again, we see in
Hmm.
this that her and Sinatra are working together. If that's
Yeah,
true, then it was all pre-planned anyways, because I think Sinatra was backed into against the wall. She knew that Xavier now knows that his well she gives it to him
and
that
she had
his
to get
wife is still
Xavier out of
alive.
there, right? Yeah,
Exactly. There you go. So
Yeah.
she got to that point where I'm in the corner. How do I get out of this? I'm going to give him this. He's going to let it go, and I can make this look like, oh look, I got that. He's going to take the blame. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of pre-planning and pre-thought, but I think she's a smart lady, so I think she kind of may have known that. Again, we had to keep her in play and make and keep her at this level of sinisterness to see what she's going to do. That is, she is the antithesis of what Xavier's trying to do. And yes, I mean,
Yeah, because originally, before Xavier came there, Sinatra really wanted to take out Jane, so it was a matter of Jane getting her before she could get her, because she already know that she sent her to take out Billy. So all of them are
yeah.
backstabbers. It's really like,
But then,
I'm
but
just
then Jane go kidnap Presley.
yes,
So like
but
everyone just
Oh yeah,
she
forgave.
that's
made
right.
it.
Yeah,
Everyone just
Yeah,
forgave that. Like you went to go kidnap my child. Like and you
she
brought him
made
in
it
and
seem
everything's
like
okay.
she made it seem like she was protecting her, but we know she was really kidnapping her. She did a lot of flipping it around a lot of times.
I got to go back and watch some of those episodes because not just saying that, like, yeah, she did kidnap the
Yeah,
kid,
she
but
did.
I think she made it look like you said to me, like she was protecting the kid,
Yeah.
right? I think
But
so. So
Sinatra
yeah,
called her and said, "Hey, you got
yeah,
his kid. Here's a phone." And I have
Hmm.
your daughter. That's what made him all freaking out. So it just seems very weird overall to me. But it is me.
I don't
absolutely.
think he knew it was her, but maybe, I mean, because again, that whole flashback scene kind of took me, because I thought everybody was pretty suspecting of, what's her name? Is it Jane? The
Mm-hmm.
blonde?
Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah,
yeah,
so I thought by the end of the season everybody was very suspecting of her, but it just didn't seem like. Again, here we are, just another day in paradise. I mean, it's like here we go, because that it like wiped everything at the end. Not that it doesn't work, because of course we don't know how long it's been. it could have been 14 days, it could have been 13 days, and the president got with the one lady and said, "Hey, let's just put the guns back away. We got to get this all under control." And he talks about that. He does say, "Hey, we got this back under control. The unrest is stopping."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the reason why he goes away is because Sinatra wants that unrest. She is relying on the stuff that they're getting ready with the president's son trying to do something and all this stuff. She's trying to set these pieces in place to do that. There's something she wants out of that that's going to help her cause. She's wanting that, I think.
Could be. Now, there's one part in episode 2 where Xavier gets introduced to these kids. And then we get the kids' backstory. And I was like, there is absolutely no way these kids survived what happened
Have you
for
not
2
seen Lord of the
years.
Flies?
Yeah,
Peter Pan? Come on, people.
Lord of
These
the
kids
Flies.
live forever by themselves.
No, those kids would not have survived. I don't see that
You
happening
don't,
at all.
you don't think that their parents were alive and then slowly the other
They said their
group
parents
killed them?
died before the thing happened, bro.
I
That's what
thought
they
that he said
said.
his parents died, the older kid, but the other kid's parents died throughout the whole time.
Well,
And we
I don't
don't
know.
know
They didn't
that.
really get that, but I was just
Well,
like,
here's the thing. I think Brian might have something on that with the fact that the way they buried the one guy, it's like they maybe the parents and the kids were a part of that group, and something happened, and the parents tried to save the kids, and the group knows that those kids are out there, and
Mm-hmm.
it just seems like they were all too okay with the Xavier doing it, killing the guy, and then them burying it like in this. We have to take care. We have to do this, and so they've obviously watched somebody die or their parents die. So the parents were there for some time. Yeah, they're young, so I don't know if they have all the wherewithal to do the stuff, and they still do act like kids at times, like the one when he sees the flashlight and he's playing with the flashlight, and then like a later scene, he's like all like when they start talking about where are we, he just clicks it on and starts looking around the map, like okay, I know what this is now. I mean, there's some flaws with those scenes. I agree.
all right, I'm gonna play this just to see what they say because I remember them saying something about the parents died at the beginning. But hold on, let me turn up the volume.
So he won't forget what they look like.
Thank you for down here. It talks about the book.
He won't forget what they look like.
Okay, it's not there. I'll find it though. But I just found it kind of weird that those kids survived. What do
I
you
think
think,
it's back
Tamika?
earlier where they're at the when they're talking about being on the bus.
All right, I'll look for it. What do you thought, Tamika?
No, I was gonna say I don't think it was all at once. I'm not too sure. I know they said it was on the tour bus and it was the parents and somebody else. It kind of remind me of Yellow Jackets. I don't know if any of y'all have ever watched
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
movie
yeah.
when they crash and it's a couple of them, but we start going one by one. And I figured if they out there for a while, they done seen a whole lot and did a whole lot because yeah, they buried up that body like it was nothing, quick, fast, and hurry. Like they've been doing that for a long time. So I don't know if they seen other people burying bodies. I don't know where they learned that trick at, but they was professional with it.
100%. Okay, I think it's here.
The city. Do you know where we are? Arkansas. You got there. Can I see?
Picture.
They're very much alive. Yes.
We went to a tournament on a bus.
Right here.
That was the day it happened.
And what about your coaches and your families?
They're all gone now.
They're all gone now. You just don't
Okay,
know.
so it just says they're all gone now.
They're all gone now.
Still, I don't know, man. Them kids are pretty young.
Yeah, I don't think
You
it
know
was
what I
all
mean?
at once.
It's like, wait a minute. It was like, wait a minute. Three. Okay, so they were going on like one of them's probably like 12. All right. So
You
3
want to get
years
real
ago.
bad? You want to get real
Uh-huh.
bad? What if they just said they're all gone now because they killed them?
I
They
was
ate too.
thinking that
Oh,
too. I was
Well,
thinking that
there
We
is
all
too.
wonder how did they
something.
eat. So I'm just saying.
Well,
That,
there is something again. The way. Oh, I'm sorry, to me. Go.
no, I was just gonna say it made me laugh when he said, "Can I have your jacket when you dance like Xavier?"
oh
I'm
yeah,
telling
yeah.
you, these kids been out there doing some stuff.
But the kids were also being hunted by someone too, right? So
Hmm.
I don't know. I just find it
But
weird
that's
that they
why I
survived
said
that long.
I think that they know
Who
that
was hunting them?
I think the two groups are closer related than we realize, and that the parents may have been a part of it. For all you know, they're all gone now. Doesn't mean they're dead. Maybe the parents all left their kids to go and they're trying to survive on their own, and maybe the people hunting them are the parents. I mean, I don't know. I kind of wondered about that. Like, what if Xavier killed one of the fathers and we don't know it, and that's why they went around and buried him the way they did. You know, like that was with reverence that they did that. So is it somebody they know? And while yes, he was trying to harm them, maybe we don't even know that. We just know he was tracking them. He didn't say he was there to hurt them. We don't know that, and so there are some hints to there may be more to that story than there actually what we know.
I got you. So what are your positives for this episode? You can start, Chris.
The second one,
Yeah, yeah. The second and third, we go
uh,
through to both of them.
I
Because I know
like the
Danny didn't
fact
really
that
see the third one, so we'll go through both of them like that.
okay, well, I think that the second one is very much showing Xavier having to deal with a problem he already had to deal with. The kids coming by to save him, like the one kid coming up and say, "Oh, don't do that! I know you're going to scream, so please don't do that." Like that was good. I like the flashback though because now we understand this connection. I'm not saying you wouldn't go after your wife if you thought she was alive, but I mean, there's a reason. He said, "I'm not going to leave you," and she's like, "You don't have to be here," and he's like, "I know." Like we're getting more of this connection. I'm sure we're gonna get more of it as we go along. There's a really good connection there, and he feels like if there's anything, he needs to go and save her. So there's that. If we're going into the third one, man, it's I don't know. I like the way Sinatra plays things. It's kind of cold that she just flat out lies, and she knows how to pass it by, but the therapist knows it, so she of course bugs it. That was kind of cool. But other than that, I mean, I think the last two episodes really, again, if they had edited everything differently together, it would have worked better because the last two just weren't as good as you could have had. Um, Xavier is really good in the second one. He's doing a lot of these things. Um, you can tell that he has a sense of moral duty to the kids because of being a father and all that. So that again strengthens the bond right there. But I don't know. Again, I agree that they could have really condensed a lot of that stuff into one episode with the first episode and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, there are a few good things. I feel the kids are going to have more to do with all of this, but I'm not sure how because
Oh,
the next
those
one I think they're going to be running.
those kids are definitely a negative for me. But before I get to Donnie, I love this scene where he opened up the curtain to talk to the girl, and she's like, "Oh yeah, blah blah," and then she got up and he thought he was gonna shake her hand, and she closed the curtain on him.
Mhm.
I was dying when she did that. I was
I
like,
wasn't
"Yeah,
laughing because that's my wife. My wife will
some
super did
black
that to
woman
me.
stuff, one
Hundred
hundred
percent.
percent."
100% my wife would have did that. She would came in like, oh, boop. Like,
Danny, what were your positives for this episode?
I like the flashback with him and his wife and how they show us how he injured his leg and how it tied together with the injury that he got now from the
Mm-hmm.
plane. The kids, I do like the part. I think Chris said it like he's about to do whatever it is to pop the knee back in place, and I don't know how this kid know what time and there's that countdown, but with the thunderstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was kind of cool. Um, yeah, the chemistry between him and his wife was cool, and like I said, that's when we really actually saw him in action, and Still trying to figure out why he was feeling kind of dizzy and stuff. And I don't know if that's EPM, I don't know if that's radiation. I don't quite, but it posed a lot of questions. So I don't know.
And that's a question that I have for you guys. So remind me, Tamika, what were your positives for this episode?
Well, I was happy we saw him. We saw, where he was at with this plane crash and just going through all of the things. I love the scenes with him and his wife, but like how they met and the back and forth debates. I was cracking up and smiling every time they showed them on the screen because the way the nurse said, "You ain't got a chance in hell."
Yeah,
And then
for real.
when she said, I don't know, she said a whole bunch of stuff to him, but the only part he heard was handsome. He was like, "Oh, so I'm handsome." Okay. Like,
Yeah, I like that part too.
they got a good chemistry. I definitely enjoyed those moments, and yeah, that was probably the biggest part. But I do have questions because I felt like he was getting the same symptoms the way Link was getting his symptoms. But I'm like, he's been in the bunker and Link's been outside. So what? The common thing is it because of the air outside? Like, I'll definitely want to
Exactly.
know more about that. About
I
that,
think
yeah.
that's a big key right there because they're exhibiting similar symptoms right there. So there's something about
Mhm.
something going on.
I
Yeah.
actually thought that Sinatra did something to him before he left, right? Because I don't think that it's supposed to be so easy for him to just go and get back into the bunker. Like, they're not going to want that. So I think Sinatra would want him dead, right? And crash the plane so you have no way of getting back. I don't care if you find your wife, but you guys ain't getting back here, you know? So I thought that was
Yeah, and
one of
then
the
he
things.
was telling the he was telling the kids, "I'm gonna bring you back too."
Like, yeah,
I was like,
no, yeah. Yeah, it was like, yeah, we're gonna bring you guys back if you want to come. I was like, no, you're not. Like, it's not gonna be that
right,
easy. Yeah, so I agree with you.
exactly.
What about you, Brian? Positives?
I thought too, he's trying to show his
Well,
junk. He's sitting on the bed. I'm like, whoa, what you doing?
well, really quick also about Sinatra. He may think Sinatra's dead. He may think that she's not going to make it. I mean, so you don't know
Hmm.
that he really thinks that there's going to be an issue when he comes back. So
That's
they could
true.
be playing that up too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because when he left, it looked like they had the power and everything was in control, right? And then when we get to the episode, it's like, oh wait, it's not what we think. So, Brian, your positives.
Once again, I think that Sterling K. Brown, as he's done already with This Is Us, does a phenomenal job connecting with his audience, with humor, with emotion, with connection overall. He does it's a wonderful job of playing someone who's in love, and you understand how that love comes, and understands that it takes sacrifice, it takes connection, it takes trust. So now when she lost her eyesight and he was still there, he put those things there. That
Hmm.
showed the love, that showed the dedication. It showed so much. So now you believe that this man would do whatever it is to find his wife. So now I think that was so important about it. I think the kids thing was more to let you know there's a lot of other things out there, but I don't believe there's anything wrong with Xavier until he crossed over Arkansas. I think they do something there specifically to affect people, and I don't think anything happened to him until he crossed over in that airspace, and that's what caused the airplane to go down and him to not be able to react. I think they caused it, and that's what they said. Don't go over there. Don't go over there,
Hmm.
because as soon as you go over there,
I
you
think,
drop
yeah.
like flies, and that's why people are dying. I think you even say that their parents, they're all going now. Maybe they're a part of the experiments. Maybe they figured out a way to kill. That's power. Once you have a way to kill people, you have that power over them. That means you control that
Well,
entire area.
yeah, really quick. Even Link says, you see over there on that side of the river, there are bad people there. So there's knowledge of something going on. Okay, I'm sorry, Brad. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I agree. No, I think that's exactly. I think they do that, and I think that's a positive. I think they planted really good seeds in episode 2. Episode 3 is going to be the second half was more payoff of a lot of the seeds that they put in, and we're going to get more payoff as we go along. But they planted a lot of seeds. That's why it was important for them to do 3 episodes to give you those things and then pay it off, and then give you some more things and then pay it off, so we can start getting in depth. This is more of a discovery show that you discover more and more as you go along. The deeper you go into the rabbit hole, the more
Hmm.
you start to understand it, and that's something I really appreciate about it.
And
Okay.
that's exactly how the first season was. And then at the end, they show you the complete puzzle. This is when we showed you this. This is why we should do this because it went to this. And when we did this, this is why we did it. And again, they did a very good job for a final episode explaining everything, where the guy came from, why he did what he did, all of this stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I agree with Brian. I think this is all very well laid out to start this whole season.
Absolutely. I think it's good. Like I said, I don't hate it. I think the show is well done. It's well done. I just think they did a little few things that kind of um and the last episode was kind of boring to me right up until the end, but we'll get into that real quick. But this episode ends with what we see with the pregnant girl. She finds Xavier, but this time she finds him and Xavier tells her about the bunker, which was told to her by Link, and I guess she didn't believe it when Link told her. But now when this guy told her, she's like, "Oh, you know what? We're going to find the bunker." Now, I don't know how long Link and them been gone, but you're gonna take wounded Xavier and catch up to them. I don't know. I just kind of find it kind of weird, but
Well, I
you
have
know,
a theory about that,
go
about what's
ahead.
going to happen. Well, I think what's going to happen is he's going to convince her, listen, we're not going to make it from here to Colorado in any sort of time. I'm on the condition to do it. And if she is pregnant, which they do heavily imply, they're going to say you're not going to make it by the time. Because if you're on foot, even with a horse, even if she can find two horses, it's going to take quite a while. So he's going to say, listen, we're closer to Atlanta. Let's go to Atlanta. If we can find a plane, you help me find my wife. We find a plane. I'll get you there. I think that's what's gonna. I think that's where we're headed. But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's what I think too.
Interesting. So you think
Because going
she's
back
gonna
to Brian's, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say. So you think she's gonna go back and help him find his wife before they go to the bunker?
Yeah.
I think he's going to convince her to do that because it does make more sense for them to go south. Yeah, you're still talking about quite a distance, but it's closer. And Atlanta, let's be honest, before this was over, and yeah, it's kind of close to the coastline, so maybe it's flooded. We don't know yet. But Hartsfield Jackson, the world's largest and busiest airport, is in Atlanta. He can convince her, listen, planes, there's got to be a plane left there. There's got to be something. If we can get a plane, I can get you there.
I
And just
got
go
you.
with me and get me my wife. And again, going back to what Brian said, Brian said he is obviously willing to do anything to save his wife. So he's going to find a way to convince this lady, I will do what you want me to do. Please just let me do what I need to do. And they'll find that common bond that she wants to find Link because that's baby daddy, and he wants to find his wife. They're going to find that common link of let's go and let's work together to do both. I think that's what we're going to get, and I don't think it's going to happen at the end of this season. I think they'll be close, but that decision will be made in about 5 or 6, at episode 5 or 6, I think.
She
Uh,
is like 7 months pregnant.
yeah.
She's not going to make it to Colorado by any other means.
No.
Mm.
So how about this theory then? How about they make it? His wife's a, what's his wife? What's Xavier's wife do? Is she a nurse?
No,
I
she's
don't
like
Or
think
no?
so.
No.
Like a
Okay.
diplomat
Well,
or
I was gonna
some
say
crap.
yeah, that's
they're
right.
going to be
Yeah,
some way for you to get this group of people is going to be able to help
yeah.
you. You're going to need someone to help you deliver your baby. You're
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to make
exactly.
it to Colorado, and we're not going to have this baby out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's going to be another way that he's going to convince her. He's going to convince her that going to Colorado from here is not the way to do it.
Agreed. So we're getting into the final episode. I know Danny didn't see this one, so we'll try and keep it to certain things and stuff like that. Um, the one thing that I think that was really
You
important
can
in this,
discuss it. It ain't gonna bother me.
what's that?
So you can discuss it. It ain't gonna bother me because I'm gonna watch it after we get done.
I got you. I got you. Okay, so there's one thing that's kind of I think one of the important things that we find out is that there's something else in the bunker that only a few people know about, maybe Sinatra, right? And it's supposed to be extremely dangerous. You guys have any thoughts of what it is? Go ahead, anybody. Brian?
It's their
Bomb.
new.
It's a bomb to be kill everyone else out, because she's going to say that they're going to them knowing where we are, it's going to be detrimental to our health, and she's going to tell all the people inside the only way for us to live without these people breaking down our door is to blow them up, because they're already half gone. And I think that somehow like that, I think that she's been diverting power for that purpose on the long run, and that's also the reason that they killed the scientist. And then, unfortunately, Billy, or fortunately, that's why Billy let Link go, because they asked him not to. But that thing that Billy stole is the thing that Sinatra has.
You see, I don't think it's a bomb, right? I think Sinatra
I don't think so
knows.
either.
I think Sinatra knows, because when she's talking to that scientist and they talk about the volcano and the first wave, right? He says that's just the first
It's the
wave.
first thing.
And then something else is going to happen where it's going to cook, water's going to
trigger.
evaporate. Yes.
Start to trigger something. Yeah.
Yes. So I think she has enough, like she's diverting power to only save a few people, maybe her family or whatever, and everybody else is going to die. And she has a little
Well,
spot where she can survive.
how about this one? I mean, it's obviously, I think, under the whole place. Like, it was built under Paradise. And if it's under Paradise, that means it's closer to the core. Perhaps she has some sort of a tectonic type device that has to be powered up, and it has to be like on the verge of being snap, let's go. And so it has to have that power always on, like a reserve power ready for it to just snap right into place. I think it's going to be something more like that, because the way the scientist is saying it, it's going to heat up, it's going to do this whole thing. I mean, I don't know, maybe tectonic, something tectonic, or perhaps what's the other, terror building, like where it can help the atmosphere. I don't know. I think it's going to be something more like that, an environmental something, protect everything, because she already knows that they're lulled into the sense of this. Basically, it's like a frog in water. Put a frog in regular water and you turn that temperature up. Nobody notices it until it's too late. So right now, it's probably going up, and that's probably something we're going to see with Annie and Xavier. They're going to start experiencing this rate of heat on the Earth go up. And so I think that's going to play into it too. So I think it's going to be more an environmental type thing that she has in play. Again, I'm not saying it's for a good cause. I just think she's very in her mind. I've got to save this, because that's all it's been. Is she thinks she's saving the earth? She's saving these people. She's doing this, and yes, she's doing it for the selfish reason of just for her family.
Well, she
So
also
whatever it takes.
wants to reset the world. She thinks that the
Yes,
people are locusts and she needs to reset the world. So
and that's
why do you
fine.
think? So now, why do you think Link has the idea that I need to go all these plants and shut them down? Because I think what Sinatra has is going to ignite those plants and kill off all the rest of the people, so they can be the only people, the
Maybe.
chosen people in the world. Once again, a bomb, whatever
That's
it is to
interesting.
shut off all these things. That's the whole point of why they're trying to shut all these things off down, because they know that's her plan. Because Link worked for the scientist, so he knows what's going on. That's
So
what he did in college.
Alex is somebody who is necessary for. I mean, we've heard his name with Sinatra there, so obviously, I mean, maybe that's the scientist that they've locked up because he didn't say. So obviously, the scientist is probably getting out soon because Sinatra killed the person. But I think a lot of those guys that are in that prison are going to get out, because obviously it's the president who's been doing it.
Interesting.
Was
And
Hurt has been doing it, but I think that Hurt now, the ex-president's son, now being down there is going to break them out, because he also knows, because his dad told him, what is it all for?
yeah, he's definitely going to break them out of that prison 100%. And now that I think about it, it makes sense as to why Link wants to kill Sinatra, because this was his father. She had him killed. But the father says that don't let my son, or don't kill him, because he is going to save the world. So Link
Don't
actually,
kill the boy. I don't know if that's his
yeah.
father. I think that might have been someone he
Yeah,
grew up
that's
with.
not his son because he talked about that him and his wife could never have
Oh
kids.
yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
So he
So
said,
he's
"Let
just
the
he's
boy
let the
live."
boy live
Yeah.
because he's probably the most important
hmm
person in the world.
That's right. So
hmm
what are your thoughts, Tamika, on this episode?
Um, it just made well, it answered some things, but it made me have more questions. It was good and bad, I guess, to see Billy again and see
Mm-hmm.
how Sinatra first got introduced to him. And, first she was acting like she was a little shaky and scared. And, well, I don't know with her. I think it just be an act. But then the next thing you know, he was like, well, damn, you ready to just, have me go out here terminating everybody now, huh?
Facts. Facts.
It definitely was interesting with the doctor because I didn't know what that was going to be about, and just him giving, him the address to come. He still ain't signed the papers. It was like he didn't care. He was already prepared, and when he kept saying, "Do you think things happen for a reason or by accident?" And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, you're just like a kind of glass half empty, full, whatever." And he went ahead to gave the wife the injection and was pretty much like, yeah, you can take me up out of here now. Just make sure you don't touch the boy. And then when we see that it's Link, I'm like, oh shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting that. So I'm even more curious now. But I was wondering, like, so y'all think Alex is a person? Because I kept saying, is Alex a person or is Alex something? Because Alex was mentioned about 3 times in the episode.
Mhm.
So I wasn't too clear on that part. But
Maybe Alex is an
It could be the
acronym
thing.
for what she's hiding. Yeah.
Yep.
right.
Right. That's interesting too. Absolutely, 100%. This was a good episode. Did you guys have any negatives on it though?
The first
Tamika,
half
you
is
go first.
boring.
I,
Yeah.
I was just mad how easy Jane could get over on everybody. I'm like, this is not strange to none of y'all. And then
Mm-hmm.
how they kind of put it together that the code word from Sinatra is, this guy needs a breath mint.
Breath mint.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I was like none of
Yeah,
y'all
they've
think
got
it's
to.
suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to play that one out exactly how she knew about that. That's the interesting thing because that guy
hmm
is attached to her somehow, or there could be something weird going on otherwise. I don't know.
There was
Well,
probably
actually,
more. There was probably more to that conversation that Sinatra and them had that they didn't show us, right? There's probably more
hmm
to that conversation as to why, because Sinatra knows it was her. The way she was
Oh
talking,
yeah.
she
Mhm.
knows it was her.
hmm
Like, oh, what do you think happened? You know,
They made a plan
Right.
after Xavier left
Exactly.
to play everybody else.
Right.
100%. And they're seeing, okay, are we still sticking to this without actually saying that they're sticking to it, right?
Mhm.
So
hmm
I think that's a big secret there.
And
And that's go
the
ahead.
new I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The new
It's okay.
was dumb as hell. The new president, he was dumb as hell.
Facts.
well, yeah,
100%.
and he didn't help himself by looking at her and saying, "Oh, I've been this, I've been this, I've been this," and she's just sitting there going, "Like, yeah, but down here, I'm everything." That's what she's thinking, and you know, yeah, I'd say my big downplay is the Jane thing. It's just like we just watch Jane do all this stuff in the last one and be a part of all this stuff, and now everybody just like nobody suggests it that that she has like she could be a problem because we saw her kill her boyfriend, we saw her do all this other stuff, and even there are people who have been suspicious of her, and now all of a sudden nobody's suspicious anymore. Everything's fine. That
And,
was really weird.
Because
and
she's a pretty white girl, and no one's going to think the pretty little white girl is the one who did it all.
but here's the thing
That's
though,
just what it
right?
is. That's fine.
Here's the thing though, right? Because when she kills the president, she doesn't know the girl is coming, right? So she kills him, and then the girl comes and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna set her up," and I'm like, "Aren't you a little bit smarter than that? If you looking into this girl, you see the president dead, and you just let her choke you out like that." Nicole, right?
Well,
Nicole's her name, yeah.
yeah, and the fact that she runs into the trap and she knows it's the trap is
Mm-hmm.
again what it says in that. It's like really. It's like that was hard too. It's like I don't think so. I mean, if you think that, you'd be running to find the next guy, the next Secret Service person, be like, dude, See this? I'm not with him. She's with him. You know this. I mean, so what is she? Is Jane going to kill the two that were at the house with the president? They know that he left with her. Is
Mm-hmm.
she going to have to admit, oh man, but he got ahead of me. This old dude was faster than me, or whatever. I don't know. That's going to be interesting how she's going to play this setup
And,
thing.
and one last
She
question,
doesn't
right?
have to. She's going to smile. She's
Okay,
pretty. She's
I get
little. You're
that,
not going
and
to ask her.
I get that, and I get the fact that the knight's going to have Nicole's prints on it. I get all that, but
Right.
again, the text that got texted to everybody doesn't make any sense. That all of a sudden it's a different way than it was. I guess I don't know. Maybe I mean I understand where you're going with it.
Because we know the bunker is the same as real life. So you got a black person being charged for that? Oh yeah, 100%. Case is closed. That's it. She did it, you know?
That's what you do.
But
You blame Xavier. Now you blame Nicole.
facts,
No one's gonna look
facts.
at anybody else. They did it.
I just think that that could have been a little bit more tighter than that, and I am sick of Jane too. I hope she gets really taken care of in the end. But last question before I get our grades and get out of here is: did you guys think that Sinatra knew how to beat that test, the lie detector test that she took? Because she's obviously lying,
Absolutely,
right?
because she's the one that tested Xavier. She knows. God, she probably made it, and it's probably different than the
Exactly.
regular
She
polygraph.
made it.
She made it, and she knows how to beat it. Because when she looks straight at it and go like, "I don't know what you're talking about," like,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had to say, "Yeah, she's telling the truth." But again, we're gonna find out. I think that's gonna be a flashback in the last episode how she did that. Like something about it. Somebody inside was working on it, like, or there was somebody that pressed a button in that control room because she was in there in the first episode of the first season. I think it was first episode.
Yeah, yeah,
So there's something going on with that. That didn't surprise me at all. I knew that was going to happen.
absolutely. Tamika, you think she knows how to beat the test?
Yeah, she done invented the test. She definitely know how to beat it. I'm glad that the counselor, what's her name, Gabrielle. I'm glad she's listening in, but I don't know how long she gonna have. They may get her up
Mm-hmm.
out of here too.
Absolutely. And it's good that and I know she did it because the president was like, oh, she's lying. I need you to, put better
Mm-hmm.
tabs on her. So she bugged the house and started listening. So she's probably going to be the one to figure out that Jane and Sinatra are working together. So we'll see how
Yeah.
that plays out. I want to get you guys grades for the first 3 episodes. I'll start with you, Tamika. What were your grades for episodes 1, 2, and 3?
Mm. I'm gonna give all three a B, but two gets an A because it had my man in there the most. But yeah.
All right, Brian.
I'll go B plus.
B+. Okay. Chris.
I would go like B plus, B, and maybe a B minus.
Too much black in the second episode. Hey, Chris, I got you.
No, 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 no,
Some of
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Too many kids in the second episode. Come on, jeez.
I just mess with you, bro. Danny, I know you didn't see the third one, so your first two. Your grades. I think your mic is out. Yeah, your mic is out. All right, so I'm gonna go. For episode 2, I'm gonna give it a B. Episode 1, I'm gonna give a B. Episode 2, I'm gonna give an A, and I'm gonna give episode C+ for episode 3 because I thought it was a little bit boring, but I just like how it ended at the end, right? So, Danny.
I give them all B. I mean, the two I saw B pluses.
I got you. And I didn't talk about the end yet because I know Danny hasn't seen it yet, so I don't want to at least spoil that end part for him where he gets to watch that part. Keep that as a surprise, right? But definitely thought these episodes weren't as good as I was hoping they would be, but I still have high hopes for this series because they did put a lot in place to have me saying, okay, I'm invested to see where it goes. So I'm excited to see that. Tamika, tell the people where they can find you one last time, please.
Tamika's Den over here on YouTube, social media. I'm not doing as much right now, but I'm still out here in these YouTube streets. I got a couple of different. What did we do? We talked about the finale of House of Dragon on Monday. I just before I got up here did The Beauty. That's a crazy show. Sisters is usually Wednesdays. Cross Thursdays.
Seven
And my guilty
Kingdoms.
pleasure, Love at the Lockup. I talk about that sometime over the weekend whenever I get a chance. Yeah, so
See, Tamika
Yeah,
got good taste. Because
I was just about to say she's on that House of the Dragons crap too.
She
Like,
watched.
oh yeah, I
She
love
watched,
Game
she watched the Seven Kingdoms. She was in the Power. So she was good.
hmm
well, it's Tamika's first time on the channel since I know she likes all that stuff. It'll probably be the last time. But guys, don't worry
Oh my
about
god, this dude.
Keep me out already.
it. No, I'm glad you came on, and she will definitely be back next week when we do episode 4. You know, it was great to have you first time on the channel. I know Donnie been trying to get someone to do power and trying to get on your power stream over there, so you guys can talk about that crappy show too as well. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, you guys know I'm 1/3 Spoiler Kings. We go live. Actually, I'm about to go live now. I thought about it and I can't do this anymore. I need to talk about the BAFTA. I need to talk about how bad this is. And I'm about to go ham. But you guys know me. This is what I do. I'm going to go talk about this stuff because I can't hold my tongue, obviously, because I can't shut up. So
I need to save that for the OOC. Your spoiler kings ain't talking about that stuff. Stick to your movies, stuff like that. Leave that stuff for the OOC. You know what I mean? Nah, bro. You can't be
I
stealing
won't
my
be there
thunder.
too. I got some new stuff for you.
Chris, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me right now, Real Review 3000. We're just basically on the phone right now, so I'll be getting everything set back up here probably in about a week or so, and be back. But yeah, basically you can find me there. You can find me first 3 Mondays of the month on Chaos Central, Danny's show, Anzo's show, and my show. And yeah, but thank you for having me on, and look forward to the next episode.
Oh, I'm glad you came on. And Danny, how long have we been hearing that? Yeah, I'll be back up in a week stuff. So that'll probably have to be
No,
like
no,
a
no, no,
month
no,
or
no,
two.
no, 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 no. It's ready to go. It's just got to get the move done, and then it's ready
Yeah,
to go already. It's
yeah, we heard
already
that.
done. It's
Yeah, we
done.
heard that too.
No,
We
no,
heard
no,
that
no,
too.
no, no, no. Yeah, you just watch out. I know you guys are looking for another 2 year break. It ain't happening.
Danny, where can they find you?
We must the tariff stop all them parts from getting fixed in that computer 2 years ago.
Nope, it's already fixed. See, it's already done. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm
It is
saying 2 years
done.
ago. I'm saying it must be with the tariffs. It was
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
it
what?
was a
It was
shortage in
COVID.
smart
It was the
boards.
fluffy bunny disease. It was terror.
Mm-hmm.
It was you guys up in Canada's fault. That's what it was.
Blame us. Yeah, I got you. Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on my channel, Road to Wisdom, on Mondays and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again with you and Chris, first 3 Mondays of the month on Chaos Central, OOC, sometime on Wednesdays, the Hangout on Wednesdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. You can find me on Storms Live.
Absolutely. And I am Bigger Ford Entertainment. We got a busy week for you. Tomorrow night will be the OOC. Thursday will be Cross. Cross comes on Wednesday, right? Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So Thursday will be Cross. Friday.
Hashtag show more Samson.
Yeah, facts. Friday, we're bringing back the From, so we're doing a watch party for season 3. Oh Lord, can I get rid of this guy, please? Hold on.
Got phantoms on them.
Yeah, so we'll be doing the watch party for From and right up until episode 4. And I'm also going to be putting out little videos because we had a lot of theories that we talked about. And I see people are coming out with our theories. And I'm like, no, we got to make sure that you guys know that you heard it first with Bigger Ford and Brian. All right. That's all I want to say about that. But I appreciate everybody that came in here. Next week will be another episode of Paradise. Peace, love, and hair grease. And see you on the next one, guys. Peace.
Peace.